All right, June 2018, question number 4. This is the type of question that makes me cry when students get it wrong, especially with these new calculators. Question 4, the zeros of the function p of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 24 are, so you see p of x equals, or f of x equals, or y equals, you should immediately know to graph it. So we're going to go ahead, come on over to our calculator, and we are going to graph it. I'll make a new doc just because I had all this garbage on it before. Let's make a graph. And it was x squared minus 2x minus 24. Minus 2x minus 24. I'm going to graph it. And the zeros should be where it hits the x-axis. Here is a 0 right over here. There is a 0 right over there. I can just count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4 is one of my zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Negative 4 and 6 are my zeros. Come over here. I see, well, it's not negative 8, 3. It's not negative 3, 8. That's not it. I have a negative 4 and a 6, and a negative 6 and a 4. What am I supposed to do for that? So this, they're trying to trick you, right? Over here, they're trying to trick you. Maybe just mess you up on the roots. They're also trying to trick you by saying, you should know that factors and roots are opposites from each other in terms of signs. So here my root is at, here, we'll write it out on paper. My root, I've got a root at negative 4, 0, and at 6, 0. Those are the two coordinates of my two roots. Another way you can write your roots is by saying x equals negative 4 and x equals 6. So those are my roots. You got to be confident with that. That is right. Negative 4, 6 is my answer. Answer choice number 3. If instead they said factor this, you can do the exact same thing. Find your roots just like that. But then if I want the factors when my roots are this way, to get the factors, you just need to say, it was x equals negative 4 is my root, or the point negative 4, 0. My factor is x plus 4, and the other factor is x minus 6. So they're trying to trip you up by saying, are you sure? Like, are you thinking factors or are you thinking roots? They asked for zeros, which are my roots, so it is answer choice 3. One more thing I should point out. If your calculator doesn't show the roots showing up on the screen, you can always hit Control T to get the table of values. And whenever I see 0 in the y, that's a root. Negative 4, 0 is a root, right? And then we should be expecting 6, 0 also. So let's see, 6, 0 is a root. Maybe you go for a while on your calculator, you don't find anything. Or even worse, you find a negative number and then a positive number, and you're like, well, my root has to be somewhere in between there. If that is the case, and your roots don't show up nicely on the picture and don't show up in your table, you've got to go find your reference sheet. I believe it's at the beginning of the test here. No, if you don't have that, you got to go find all the way to the back of the test. You can rip it out when you're taking the test. Go find your reference sheet, and you got to plug into the quadratic formula. That would be your only option if it didn't show up nicely on the calculator. This one did show up nicely on the calculator, so we're already done.